All right. Well, hello again. It's me. I have some thoughts, and I'm a little uncomfortable. I'll just say this, as behind me is the mighty Pacific Ocean, and I'm right at the edge of the. I'm right at the beach access. Yeah, I should be wearing the seatbelt. And I'm faced the other way, and it's really like making me uncomfortable. But with the discomfort, with discomfort comes growth, right? I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm gaining from this, but I was like, oh, I'll reverse into the parking space and say it, because you guys would be able to see the ocean, which you can't. So it's just making me uncomfortable for seemingly no good reason. Should I take these off? Is this distracting? All right. So the things that today I want to talk about are eye contact with people, children, strangers, loved ones, and speech, right? And what I mean by that is what you say really matters, right? We all feel down and all these things, and upset and emotional and all of that, right? I absolutely do. And when you say, this always happens to me, this always happens to me, well, you're saying that, you're putting that out there as such, right? So you're saying, this always happens to me, always. And it's really hard, right? It's really hard to change what we do, right? But again, allowing ourselves the opportunity to grow and to be forgiven will help us along the path of, growth and happiness. And we all have friends that speak in absolutes, and I used to do it as well, and I still do it at times. And that's the very surface, the surface level, like what comes out of your mouth. Thoughts are different, right? Thoughts still count, and that's for another thing. I should probably write that one down. But saying always happens to me, this always happens, or it's never, I'm never gonna get X, Y, or Z. I'm always suffering. Da 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 da. When this happens, it's always like that, right? And but to allow the possibility that it won't, right? Up until now, this has always happened to me. Blah 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 blah. Up until now, I have never blah 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 blah. Right? So just you can even still say what you feel, but by just putting like a little precursor, like a pre-sentence. I'm sure there are names for that, but having that, pre-thought of like, up until now, da 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 da. So that's important, to allow for growth, right? We want to grow and be, more open and all that. So that's something that I think is really critical for the mental, safe, to be, safe there. The other thing is eye contact, which I know it's hard. I know not everybody does it. I don't always do it. I don't do it always to the people that I always make eye contact to. There's a lot of power, obviously, in eye contact. There's a lot of depth in eye contact. There's a lot of, the person, right? The person is in the eyes, right? And in a very young age, I've looked at adults, still adults, in the eyes, And it was always something like, who is this person? And I didn't want to look at their feet or their pants or whatever it was at that height. I'm looking up at them and seeing who's looking at me. And it's very different. There's so many subtleties in the face and the eyes, and fear, anxiety, love, and passion, and all of that is in the eyes, right? I'm sure there are many poems and things about the eyes, but to challenge yourself to look at everybody in a day in the eyes, or in an hour, or at the grocery store, or whatever, like to put yourself beyond that comfort level of like looking down or anything. And I understand it's different for some men, and for some women it's different, right? I understand that there is a societal difference there, and what that means. But I tried to look at them, and then when they look at me, I smile, right? I'm waiting. I'm like watching them. I'm watching them to see when they look at me, so then I could smile, because I don't look like, if I'm just plain faced, I don't look nice, right? I know that I don't look nice, and not everybody feels that way, but I know I have what they call resting bitch face. I have like a resting asshole face or something, like I know that it's, like just not very friendly, but I wait for them to smile at them and to say, hi, as a way of just like, look, you and I are at the same place at the same time on this freaking planet. How crazy, right? How crazy. And we shared just that moment, and smiling and all that stuff, or or not, or smirking or whatever. It's just that like you're passing these personal experiences. I am passing those personal experiences, and sometimes I don't want to, right? Sometimes I'm like, nope, and I just pull it all in, and I'm still looking at people's faces, and then when it looks like they're about to turn and look at me, I look the other way, or so that they don't see my eyes, right? And I don't want to be seen. Of course they see me, but that's where they're looking, and I'm like, So I think it's a good exercise to do, and and you're saying to other people, I'm here, I'm here, I'm right here, and I see you right here. And I get, in a way, it's kind of confrontational, in a way, but I think it's really important. It makes me happy, it makes me happy to see somebody, and then as soon as they look at me, I smile and say hi, or something like that, or just to see them, and because the little things happen, they may have tripped, or may they have dropped something, or they may have been they were really patient with somebody else, right? And that you look at them and go, like, yeah, cool, or frustrated, and you're like, oh man, I saw that, that's crazy, I saw what just happened, and allowing this kind of dual I don't know what it is, existence in that space, like you're connecting on these very, of course, you're never going to see a lot of the people you're not going to see again, and that's totally fine, but you might, and you're like, where did I see you? Oh yeah, I don't know if you'll remember. I certainly don't remember, like, oh that one time when that thing got knocked over, we giggled, or something. I don't think that I will remember that, but I wanted to share those things, and in that discomfort comes growth, because you're still who you are, and I'm still who I am, and it's pretty good, and I think all of you are good, so I don't know. It's like that 10-minute mark is coming, and I'm always like, shit, just shut up. But I'm like, no, it's nice things. These are good things. And so anyway, I'm gonna have lunch, which, if you've never tried this company, tasty bite. I'm gonna have some coconut rice and vegetable peanut. So, hope you have a great day. It's freezing here, so I'm gonna go inside.